Welcome to Journey to a Miracle, how God worked behind the scenes while I waited. Episode 1, The Diagnosis. The shock, the emergency call, the first dialysis attempt, the emotional collapse, and the moment of surrender. There are moments in life that divide everything into before and after. For me, this testimony is one of those moments. Today, I invite you into my story, a story of medical crisis, unexpected hope, and God's faithfulness working quietly in the background. I went to my primary care doctor that morning for a routine visit. He ordered some blood work, nothing unusual. But around 8 o'clock that night, my phone rang. It was a nurse from Kaiser. She said, "Mr. Cleveland, your blood work came back abnormal. You need to go to urgent care right away for further evaluation." So I went. More blood work. More waiting. Then the doctor walked in and said, "Your kidney function is down to 12%. You need to start dialysis immediately." As I sat there trying to process what I just heard, a male nurse came over to attend to me. He said, "Mr. Cleveland, I heard what you heard, but don't get discouraged. I heard those same words 3 years ago. I'm a transplant recipient. It looks bad now, but you can get a living donor and have a transplant. I did, and mine was my brother-in-law." Wow, I thought, this can't be a coincidence. That a nurse who had lived through the same diagnosis was assigned to care for me at the very moment I received mine. God was already working behind the scenes. In that moment, I wasn't Pastor Christopher. I wasn't the encourager. I was just a man trying to hold on to faith. I had preached for years that God is faithful, that He walks with us through the valley, and now it was my turn to live what I preached. I prayed, "Lord, I don't know how long this road will be, but walk it with me." And He did. When I went in for my first dialysis session, I didn't even receive treatment. My fistula hadn't matured. It couldn't be used. They sent me to the access center, treated it, sent me back the next day. Still couldn't use it. So back again. This time they placed a catheter in my chest. No more baths, no more showers, just careful washing, trying not to disturb the line that was now part of me. The emotional pain of seeing myself in the mirror with something hanging out of my chest, it broke me. I stared at my reflection, my hand resting on the medical device in my chest. The catheter was now a part of me. There was no escaping it. This new reality brought me to my lowest point, forcing me to surrender any illusion of control. I prayed, "Lord, help me accept this and trust you in the process." Finally, on Saturday, I received my first treatment. My first real dialysis session was daunting. The machines, the sounds, the fatigue, it hit hard. I was physically weak and emotionally exhausted. I wondered how long this journey would last and if I'd ever find my old strength again. And Sunday, I couldn't preach, couldn't attend service. The nausea, the diarrhea, the exhaustion, it took over. I laid there weak, wondering how I would keep going. But even in my frailty, I believed God was present, sustaining me through every treatment. One day, stepping outside, the sunlight was blindingly bright. I paused, feeling its warmth and comfort. In that moment, I felt God's reassurance. He was working behind the scenes, orchestrating healing and new possibilities, even when all I could see was struggle. I didn't know it then, But God was already working behind the scenes, through a nurse, through a diagnosis, through every setback. This is where my journey to a miracle began. Not with strength, but with surrender. Not with answers, but with trust. After each session, leaving the dialysis center felt both relieving and heavy. The bandaged arm and the blanket I clutched were reminders that I was changed. But I also carried with me hope. Hope that this wasn't the end of my story and that a miracle could still be possible. My journey to a miracle is not just about surviving an illness. It's about discovering how God intervenes in unexpected ways. Each setback, each encouraging word, each moment of weakness became proof that God's hand hadn't left me. And if you're watching this today and you're in your own valley, your own diagnosis, your own waiting room, hold on. God is working behind the scenes for you too. This is just the beginning. If you're walking through your own season of waiting or uncertainty, I want to encourage you. God is still present. He's working in ways you might not recognize yet. Your night will not last forever. Hold on. Thank you for listening to my testimony. Remember, my story is not unique. God works behind the scenes in all of our lives. If you find yourself in a valley today, keep trusting. Your miracle may be closer than you think. God is working behind the scenes for you too. This is just the beginning. Episode 2 is coming soon. The Waiting Room of Faith.